The results of the assembly elections are out, and it is business as usual in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Goa and Manipur. But do you know, out of the 690 candidates who were voted to power in all the 5 states, how many winning candidates had criminal antecedents? An analysis by ADR, which is the Association for Democratic Reforms, an NGO that works in the sector of electoral and political reforms, has found that out of the 690 winning candidates, 312 candidates have criminal antecedents, which means that 45% of the candidates who were voted to power in the 5 states in the recently held elections had criminal background. Which essentially means that nearly half of the new MLAs chosen by people in these elections had a criminal past. What is worse is that out of the 312 candidates, at least 219 candidates had serious criminal cases registered against them. Look at this graph of winning candidates in the 5 states with criminal antecedents. The study has found that in the recently held elections, Uttar Pradesh was most notorious for voting criminals to power. 51% winning candidates in Uttar Pradesh had criminal cases against them, and 39% had serious criminal cases registered against them. This is followed by Punjab. Half of the candidates elected to power in Punjab have criminal background, and 23% of them have serious criminal cases slapped against them. In Goa, 40% of winning candidates have serious criminal cases registered against them, and 33% have serious criminal antecedents. In Uttarakhand, 27% of winning candidates have criminal background, and 14% have serious criminal cases registered against them. And finally, in Manipur, 23% candidates who were voted to power have criminal cases registered against them, and 18% were charged with serious criminal cases. Overall, 45% of all winning candidates in these 5 states have criminal backgrounds. So why are these candidates with criminal antecedents being voted to power by the people of our country? Why are their candidatures even being accepted by political parties? Which are the political parties that are notorious for filling our state assemblies with candidates with criminal past? In the election to the 5 states, it was shockingly found that RLD had 88% winning candidates with criminal cases, and 63% of them had serious criminal cases registered against them. SP had 64% winning candidates with criminal cases and 43% with serious criminal cases. Congress had 44% winning candidates with criminal antecedents and 33% with serious criminal cases. BJP had 38% winning candidates with criminal cases and 30% with serious criminal cases registered against them. Let's take a look at some of these candidates. This is Atanasio Monserrate, who won from Panaji in Goa from the BJP. He has been charged with punishment for rape and for charges related to assault or use of force against a woman with an intent to outraging her modesty. 9 serious counts of IPC have been slammed against him. This is Monserrate blaming his party BJP Karyakartas for not supporting him.
First of all, I am totally disappointed with the result. This is not the result I expected. First and foremost, BJP Karyakarta did not support me. I fought this battle all on my own. It is just a handful of Karyakarta who are there with us, who day and night roamed with us. Those are the people who supported. Otherwise, in no way BJP supported us. So I am saying this. See, we defeated the BJP and we defeated the Congress. We defeated both. Babush came.
This is JDU winning candidate from Manipur, Joy Kishan Singh. 8 serious counts of the IPC have been slapped against him, ranging from charges related to theft, to attempt to wage a war against Government of India, to extortion. He has 8 cases registered against him. But today, he is a people's representative.
My people, I am very grateful to them, because all the people of Manipur knows that this election is not a democratic election. It is a muscle and Manipur election. But my people defied all these things, and they made me elected with a thumping majority. And all my colleague MLAs unanimously elected me as the legislative leader of our party.
This is the Aam Aadmi Party's winning candidate in Punjab, Sheetal Angural. Sheetal was elected from Jalandhar West. He has 9 serious criminal cases registered against him. Attempt to murder, charges related to kidnapping, causing disappearance of evidence are some of the charges.
मैं शीतल अंगुराल जो पंजाब विधानसभा के लिए सदस्य निर्वाचित हुआ हूँ, ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूँ कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति श्रद्धा ते निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत के प्रभुता ते अखंडता को बनाए रखूंगा तथा जिस पद को मैं ग्रहण करने वाला हूं उसके कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्ण निर्वहन करूंगा।
This is Uttarakhand independent candidate Umesh Kumar. He has been slammed with 33 counts of the IPC and 14 cases have been registered against him. Cheating, criminal intimidation, extortion, charges related to sedition are some of the cases.
सबसे पहले मैं खानपुर की जनता का आभार प्रकट करना चाहूँगा क्योंकि ये चुनाव मैंने पहले भी कहा था किसी प्रत्याशी का चुनाव नहीं है। इस बार 20 साल से एक तानाशाह और राजशाही से त्रस्त जनता चुनाव लड़ रही थी। ये जनता ने चुनाव लड़ा, जनता की जीत है और जनता को समर्पित है।
And last but not the least, coming to Uttar Pradesh, SP winning candidate from Rampur, Azam Khan, has 232 serious IPC counts slammed against him. He has 87 serious cases registered against him. These cases range from criminal intimidation, extortion, 22 charges related to dacoity, forgery, attempt to murder, charges related to sexual harassment and many others. And what is completely shocking is the fact that Azam Khan won with a thumping majority even when he was housed in jail. He has been in jail since February 2020, yet he was voted to power. Not just this time, but he has been elected previously as the MLA from Rampur constituency for 9 times. He was also a cabinet minister in the Akhilesh Yadav government in the past. With almost 100 cases registered against him, Azam Khan has been able to step inside not just the state assembly, but also the parliament in the past. He was a Rajya Sabha MP years ago. What is most noteworthy about the ADR report is the fact that the study has found that out of the 690 winning candidates, 598 candidates are crorepattis, which means 87% of the winning candidates are crorepattis. If you look at the state-wise percentage of crorepatti winning candidates, in Goa, 98% of all winning candidates are crorepattis. In Uttar Pradesh, 91% of all winning candidates are crorepattis. In Uttarakhand, 83%. In Manipur, 80%. In Punjab, 74% of all winning candidates are crorepattis. What is extremely eye-catching is this table that looks at party-wise percentage of crorepatti winning candidates. As far as these 5 political parties are concerned, 100% of their winning candidates are crorepattis. NPF, BSP, SAD, Maharashtravadi Gomantak Party and the Goa Forward Party, all of them have 100% winning candidates who are from very affluent backgrounds. As far as Congress Party is concerned, 91% of their winning candidates are crorepattis. SP and BJP, 90%. RLD, 88%. NPP, 86%. Independents, 78%. Apna Dal, 75%. Aam Aadmi Party, 69%. So what does this tell about our polity? 45% of the candidates who were voted to power had criminal antecedents. 87% of the winning candidates are crorepattis. This shows that the 2 magic ingredients to win elections in India are money and muscle power. Where are the middle class, the lower middle class and people from poorer backgrounds in our politics? Do we have no space for them? Why are nearly half of our winning candidates from criminal backgrounds? We cannot just blame it on politicians or political parties anymore. It is we who voted them to power. It is time for us to face the hard question. Why are we letting the rich and mighty lawbreakers become our lawmakers?